Hey guys, I thought I'd pop on and go live for a little bit. I looked and saw nobody was live, so I figured we'd kick back and enjoy some train running action. Now that I've gotten hopefully rid of my kidney stones, now I don't have to worry about being in excruciating pain while I do this. So we'll see how this stream goes. Hopefully, all the bad stuff is gone now after the last night and today. So um, or after Friday night and Saturday I should say. So hopefully we're on the mend here. So well, I'm gonna have to go over there and fix the trailer right quick because I see we've got a problem back there. So just bear with me just a second here while I go over here straighten some things out. Oh, okay, I felt that one a little bit, but we'll see how things goes here. Hopefully, I don't have to reach across there too far. This is the only thing I hate about having my train sitting here like this is because if the cats ever get in, they have free range to knock everything off. So, bring this guy around here. This is okay. All right, now let me squeeze back around there so I can grab an engine and put on here. Uh, so- Oh, hey, Trainman 1993. Welcome, Matt. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out here, um, doing some train running. I hope. Uh, right now, I'm feeling a lot better than I was yesterday and last night. So we'll see how things goes here. Hopefully, the kidney stones don't start acting up again. Hopefully, I got rid of all of them. We're gonna find out though. Thankfully, I actually did not put one of my engines up, and I have it right here handy, which means I don't have to go dig for one. So we're gonna run the Kansas City Southern to Mexico engine again today, mainly so I don't have to dig for another locomotive. So oh, hey, Allie. I think this is Allie. Um, it's been a while since you've been in the chat. So yeah, I thought while I'm still in relatively uh, good health, I'll just go ahead and go live. Yesterday and Friday was a little bit of a different story, though. I did not do much those 2 days uh, because I was dealing with some issues involving kidney stones. So that was rather painful, I will say that. And for those that's never had them, trust me, you don't want them. No, I'm not dying right now, Allie. Although if you would have asked me Friday night, I probably would have said, yeah, I probably am. So, yeah, Friday night was not a fun night. That was a rather sleepless night and a very painful night. So we're just gonna, but hopefully I got all the stones expelled out of my body and I can get back to doing fun stuff again. Come on now. Okay, I think we're in good shape. So we can fire up the layout now and start running. And oh, that's okay. So apparently I'm gonna have to oil my fan out. Yeah, yeah, Matt. Those are definitely no fun. That's something I wouldn't wish on anybody. They are brutal to deal with. So my sympathies to anyone that's ever had them, because I do know how that feels. Yeah, yes, Allie, I'm still dying. I'm a banana tree. Allie's saying hourglass, purple, sand, and orange. I have no idea what that means, Allie. Um, so so I'll just leave that alone for now. Clock turquoise looking up. Is this supposed to be some kind of riddle, Allie? Oopsies. I'm not coupled in my train. Yeah, we got her. Okay, now I can pay attention to the chat. So, oh, I'm buffering. Allie's saying I'm buffering. Well, apparently everything is good on my end. I mean, I'm not losing any signal here. So, by the way, have you informed Cheyenne that that her dying uncle is alive or is alive? That her dying uncle is live on YouTube right now? Hey, Bearzilla, welcome. So, for those that are new to the channel and don't get the joke, Cheyenne's relatively influential friends have proclaimed that I am constantly dying of something. So, so yeah, um, it is what it is. Okay, that's fine, Allie. So, it was kind of a pop up thing anyway. I just got bored and it's raining outside. Can't really do much, so I figured I'd just pop on, go live for a little bit. Yeah, yeah, that's because I am. That's right. That's right. So I assume since you have only 10 days of school left, because I was just informed by Cheyenne that you have that many days left before summer break. Have you minions have got a big summer plan this year? Besides telling me that I'm dying every single day, I will patiently wait for this answer because I am. Yeah, that's the answer, Ellie. Yeah, come on, you girls have got to have something planned, some kind of mischief planned for the summer. It's not like any of you not have anything planned. Oh, okay. Uh, Thanks for stopping by, Allie, and have fun at the banquet. So we'll catch you later. So for those that don't know, I'm a banana tree is my niece Cheyenne's friend Allie. Um, I can never really keep track sometimes if it's really Allie because sometimes Caitlin and Cheyenne will use that moniker, use that channel moniker as well. So I usually have to ask if it's either Allie, Cheyenne, or Caitlin uh, under that name plate because they have like 50 different YouTube channels names now. So, or they did have. I don't know if they still do or not. But anywho, so for those that's wondering what we got running, we got the Kansas City Southern the Mexico SD70 Ace running on the outside loop with DCC. Yeah, I've only got one YouTube channel too, Matt, and it's more than likely going to stay that way. So I would like to create a second channel for my other hobbies, the gaming stuff, where I can keep this channel to the trains. But unfortunately, circumstances as of right now are not are kind of dictating otherwise. So I figure I'll just maintain the one channel for now, which is why I'm putting the Fredo Bangino the fourth NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode series on this channel as well, which, by the way, we will hit episode 10 when it uploads, hopefully, again, barring any unforeseen situations, which should come out Friday. So, and for those that's been kind of following along with that one, uh, I looked at the the scenarios to get into the chase. Fredo is going to have two wins. He can't just have one. So we're going to have to win two of the next four races to get him into the chase for the Truck Series. Now in the Extreme Dirt Tour Series, he's pretty well locked, barring uh, as long as we don't get a different winner every race. If we start getting a different winner every race, he'll probably have to win one. Um, but if he wins one of the next four races, he's pretty much a lock anyway. So I think we'll be in good shape there. So, but anyway, back to the trains. We'll fire up the inside loop here. Get things going.
I had no idea what was going on with my thing here. I think it needs oil is what it needs. Well, I need to take this guy apart here. How did I get this thing apart the last time? Nice. Doing all this stuff here. That's what the problem is. It's using oil. Uh, it's really. You know, I had that thought damage. Oh well, it's not that hot outside anyway. But I haven't got to roll that thing down like some point.
Oh, what's the orange car? So this orange car's on the outside loop. That is a track cleaning car. Now, um, this version that's on the train now is the one Atlas made. However, this car is now made by a company called Dapple or Dapple, I think is how you pronounce it. Um, and they're still sold on many hobby store websites, but they have several attachments. They have a, vacuum attachment on them. Uh, they have an abrasive pad and a felt pad for polishing the rails, so it works pretty good. It's a pretty good car, and they're DCC ready, so it's easy to put DCC in them. In fact, I just had that one apart not too long ago, oiling the motor in it, so oiled up some of the bearings and where it would run fine. So let's go ahead and put that guy to work. But yeah, that's what that orange car is, Matt. Um, and then now the stuff that it vacuums up. Um, oh well, I screwed that. But anyway, it's got a you just remove the top off of it and you can empty the stuff out of it. So I never actually used a vacuum attachment on this car, so I don't know how well it works. So it's a nice piece. I actually found that one used on eBay. I had the decoder in it and everything, so um, I thought it was well worth the money. Hey, Mike HO Trains, welcome. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out here and enjoying some train action. Um, just kind of sitting here relaxing on a rainy day. So,
Uh, I will have I will have both a quicker review and a retro review to film and coming out sometime in the very near future. The quicker review should be out at, I don't know when I'll film it. Probably, if I feel like it later on, I might film it tonight, throw it together tomorrow, put it out. Then maybe Wednesday do the retro review. So we'll see how things goes. So I am running something a little bit different. I'm running for those that missed the last stream, I'm running a intermodal container train. So, okay. So, Matt's asking, do I use Labelle products on my locomotives and rolling? So, yes, I do. I use Labelle, the grease and the oils. So, yes, I do use those. In fact, I was using those probably before I found out SMT used them. So, yeah, they're handy products, and it's good stuff. I mean, it works pretty good. Hmm. And a lot of that stuff, or the LaBelle stuff, I got some new bulbs of it when I went down to Midwest, not Midwest Mall, right, Mid South Hobbies in Memphis. They had some in stock, and I picked up a ball of synthetic oil, the bearing oil, and the gear oil. So I've got a brand new tube of grease. So, oh yeah, yeah, it can be expensive. If you can find the kit that has all three balls, you can probably save a little bit that way, um, because it's all packaged all in one package. So, so yeah, it I mean, it pays to get the good oil and the good grease and put in these things. You don't want to, you don't really want to go the cheap route with these things. The really cheap route, I mean, that but you know, like the LaBelle stuff's not too bad. I mean, it's not it's not just outrageously overpriced. And, and generally, if you get one of those kits, it'll last you a long, long time. So, Train Stream, the Beyonder, hello, welcome. I believe you are new here, so welcome to the stream. So, so yeah, glad to have some new people coming in. Like I said, we're just kind of kicking back, run some trains for a little while, at least till Edward Happy Valley Hobbies goes live, which honestly that shouldn't be too awful long. I believe he goes live at 5:55 or 5:45. I think so. But yeah, we'll hang out till Edward goes live, and then we'll head over there and check his channel out. So. Um, It is nice. We're finally getting a nice rain now. We got some pretty good rain here the past few days, so that's good to see everything greening up outside. It's not good for the humidity, but um, I guess it does beat everything burning up in the summer. For those who don't know, this spine car that you're watching right now, um, that is a single car. That is a 10 unit spine car, and I have a 5 unit version as well. But these 10 unit cars were made by Athens. And yes, they were real cars. They actually did exist in real life. Um, but but it's a really neat piece. Trainman 1993 says we have some rain earlier plus some thunderstorms. Yeah, when I was at work a couple hours ago, Matt, um, we had a really big bolt of lightning. Actually struck the other van driver said it struck the cell phone tower um, up on the hill just beyond the rail yard. Um, so that was pretty wild. It actually the thunder was actually loud enough, and the explosion was actually loud enough that it actually set a car alarm off in one of the other driver's trucks. So that was pretty wild. And I was in the depot when that happened. So thankfully, I was in the right place at the right time. I wasn't outside when that happened. So, and there was several trains today. It got pretty big. It got busy rather quickly. So, oh yeah, like I said, man, I was in the depot when that happened. I was actually just getting ready to come back out to get in the van, and when that happened. So yeah, I was actually turned to go out the back door of the depot when I saw it flash. So, um, for as far as the trains I saw today, um, really nothing out of the ordinary. Not a whole lot of foreign power today. There was Southbounder had three NS engines on it. That was pretty much it for the non-BNSF power that I saw. Um, so yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary while I was there. So yes, let's see, was it yesterday or day before yesterday? When did I? No, I didn't work Friday and Saturday. So it'd been Thursday. I did see a CS6 engine Thursday, so um, that was pretty neat. Uh, okay, Matt. There was one C6M, one SD78, and one Dash 9 on that train. So yeah, that one there had a little bit of everything on there, and the Dash 9 did not appear to be running. So Yeah, it had one of the three makes that NS's normally has running. So yeah, it had some variety. And unfortunately, I didn't get any pictures of it because at the last minute, the railroad decided to change my trip, and I was supposed to take a crew to Wynn, Missouri, which is between West Plains and Koshkonong, which is a siding there, and then backhaul the inbound crew back to the hotel. Well, they changed the trip. They put that crew I was supposed to take to Wynn on a different train, and then I was supposed to go get that crew, uh, the other crew off the stack train, and bring to the hotel. So yeah, it wasn't a terribly long day, about an hour and 45 minutes. But at least they did get that yard shift afterwards, so that helped. Yeah, both NS and BNSF has some pretty good selection of road power there, especially if you look in the right spots. The bad part is a lot of that stuff, a lot of where the power is at BNSF keeps the more rare stuff, I guess if you want to call it that. It's it's a little more off limits to rail fans because it is like the diesel shop at Memphis, which that is off limits to rail fans. Um, Fortunately, since I've delivered crews there in the past, I was able to sneak in a few good photos before I left. But and then Springfield, of course, you can. Uh, there's a bridge that goes over the tracks, and you can photograph trains that way. Um, off the main road there, off Kansas Expressway in Springfield, Missouri. So a lot of those shots come from there. Oh, what's my favorite type? What Marizilla? Are you talking about like manufacturer or a certain type? Because uh, if it's a certain manufacturer of weld cars, uh, there's Walders and everybody else, and as far as what I run. I mean, I have an Athearn one. Um, I've had Athearn weld cars, and they're solid for what they are. Um, I've had an Atlas 3 unit weld car. Didn't really care for them. They were pretty flimsy, and parts was easy to break off of them. Um, and then I had a Scale Trains rivet counter one, the backpacker weld cars. Those are actually pretty nice, and they are, I would say, fairly durable. I wouldn't call them as durable as the Walrus cars, but for as much detail as they have, they hold up pretty good. So yeah, yeah, I've had a lot of bad luck with the Atlas ones. Um, uh, Atlas rolling stock is kind of hit or miss for me. Some of their rolling stock's really good, like their box cars are fantastic. Their covered hoppers are fantastic. Um, I don't own any of their flat cars, so I can't speak on those. Their Trinity refrigerator cars are pretty good. They're not as good as the scale trains or now the Walrus ones, but they're still a solid car. Their well cars, uh, that's really the one Atlas piece that doesn't really excite me that much about getting any. So probably won't be buying any more Atlas well cars. I think I said Walrus earlier, but I meant Atlas. Um, Now these 5-packer well cars, these Walrus ones, I've got I think 6 sets of these. 5 or 6 sets. I don't remember how many I've got, but because I was digging around, found another set of them that forgot I had. Um, so that's pretty cool. I mean, they're good cars. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't tried any of the Atlas containers. What you see here, this is a mix of Walters, Athearn, and Class One Model Works. These Hercules containers are that's on top here are Class One Model Works containers, as is the name, uh, the uh, the promotional container as a Class One Model Works, the blue container that's on the red wall cars. Uh, so yeah, Class One Model Works has really nice containers. I really like them. I was highly impressed with what they had, and they work. They seem to play well with the other brands. So and again with the trailers, most of these are Athearn trailers, blue box. There's a couple Athearn rated rolls on here. A couple of Walters mainline trailers. So, oh yeah, I've got one of them. I've got one of the Class One well cars. Uh, I've actually got a review of that car on my channel. Um, yeah, I actually reviewed one of those cars. Um, those are probably some of the nicest well cars I've ever. That's probably the nicest well car I've seen. It has it. It has all. And it's another car that's surprisingly durable for as detailed as it is. Um, I was shocked how well those cars hold up. Okay, the Atlas Golden. Oh, you're talking about the Operation Lifesaver engine. I've still got it. Um, it's still in the box. I mean, yeah, I might have to switch those out. The next stream, I might switch those BNSF ones out and get the Montana Rail Link and the Operation Lifesaver one out running again. Because it's been a while since I ran those, man. I kind of give them an extended vacation because I ran the wheels off of them when I was up there at Springfield. Uh, yeah, that promotional Operation Lifesaver one, that's a really nice engine. That's a really cool one. Um, and I was able to find that one. They had a big sale on model train stuff before they um, before they were bought out by Hattons and then went out of business. And now they're back in business with a new owner. So I'm interested to see how the new ownership does with model train stuff. So yeah, it uh, people like to dunk on Atlas on some of the Facebook forums, but I think they get way more hate than they deserve. Uh, or that not that they deserve. They get way more hate than they should. Than how am I trying to say it? I feel like people hate on too a little bit a little bit much. So yeah, they're not the most detailed engines out there, um, but they're a solid running engine. I mean, and they're a respectable pulling engine. The Dash 8 that I have can pull this train pretty efficiently. So it probably couldn't pull much more than that, but it does what I ask it to do. And Hot Dog Pilot Andy, welcome. And also John Noteful, welcome. So yeah, we're just kind of hanging out here. Kind of a rainy day streamer. There's a lot of rain moving through right now. Um, I hope I'm past my kidney stone spell that I had Thursday and Friday and Saturday. Um, so we'll see how things go there. So, um, okay, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Matt. I really appreciate it. So. I'll probably go off there when Edward goes live because I don't want to try to overrun his stream if I can help it. So, but yeah, thanks a lot for stopping by, Matt. Um, Now there is one wild card sitting right over there. The train's going by it now. I gotta find the brake wheel. I've somehow knocked the brake wheel off of it, and now I gotta find it and put it back on. So if I find it, I'm gonna put some canopy glue on it, make sure that son gun stays this time. Um, um, Speaking of which, since it's his sidetrack Sunday, who is doing sidetrack Sunday night? I think someone said it was John Schuylkill River Valley was doing it tonight. So, um, but my memory's short, and it's been a couple days since they mentioned that. So, oh yeah. What time is that? It'll be 7 o'clock. Let's see. No, it'll be. Let's see. Edward goes live at 5:45, I think. That's what somebody said last week. Um, so I think John will go live 7 o'clock my time. Um, so I don't know what time that would be at. I don't know what time that would be at, where you guys are at. But oh yeah, it's midnight there. Okay. So, yeah, John Noteful. I've actually got one too. It's actually got the hitch knocked off of it that I got to put back on before I mess around and lose it. Um, I've always found canopy glue works the best for that. Um, I start using canopy glue to start reattaching everything because it seems to do the best out of everything. I mean, it takes longer for it to take hold, but you kind of got to hold it in place a little longer. But once it does, it pretty much stays. I haven't had any issues with it. I just get one of those little applicators, one of those fine applicators, kind of dip it in the glue and just kind of touch it. You don't need a lot, but just kind of touch it to where you're going to glue there. I may change the trailers out next time I go live. I found some of my other trailers, and unfortunately, that poor guy there, those BN trailers, and I really like those too. Dadgummit. I lost the pegs on the on the jack stands of the trailers. Um, so it has no what do you call those parts for it to sit on. Yeah, I mean that camping glue, I've always found it works really good, John. Um, yeah, I've glued stuff that I broke off using that. And, um, I would kind of like to experiment with that trailer hitch and see if it does hold it good, but I'm pretty confident it will. Oh, I almost forgot. I don't know if you guys have been following Broadway Limited or not. Um, there is some rather interesting news um, that has come out of BLI in the past month and a half. Well, even more recently, the past couple of weeks. Um, uh, we could be looking at them doing an SD70 the tier 4 variant of the SD70 Ace. Um, those sound those. In fact, I did see that on one of their flyers. That is an engine they are planning in the future. But here's the big one. And if you watch this channel enough, you guys probably know where I'm going with this. Um, they may be doing Frisco 1522. Um, and that I was on kind of scoped around, and Rayron VR and a couple other guys mentioned that, and they said they saw that in their what they call it, their online flyer or whatever they call it. Um, that is one of the projects they're looking at doing, and it got confirmed. Somebody asked them about that engine, and they said yes, it is it is something they're planning on doing in the future. So that is huge. If they announce that engine, um, you're you're probably going to see you're probably going to see an engine that you normally wouldn't think I would buy. Uh, and the reason why 1522, I probably told this story at nauseum, so people it's regulars on this channel have probably heard it 1,000 times by now. But I saw that engine back in 1994 when I think it was 94. It's either 93 or 94. I've got a photo of me with the engine. Um, uh, it was pulling the Peach Blossom Special. In fact, there is a video of the same name. There is a video called Frisco 1522, which followed that exact train from St. Louis to Memphis. So, So yeah, hey, Alan Marcus, hey, there's another new one jumped in. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, it's great. It's great running, and I really appreciate that. So, but yeah, just kind of finish what I was saying earlier. Um, Pentrex actually did a video on that where they actually followed the train to Memphis. Um, it's a really good program. For those who haven't seen, I highly, if you can find it on YouTube or you can find it on DVD somewhere for cheap, I would highly suggest picking it up. It is a dang, especially if you're a fan of steam engines. Um, so, um, so anyway, back on the BLI side of things, it, I'm not going to say it's 100% confirmed that BLI is going to do it, but I think we're at 95%, maybe 95 to 98%. So the likelihood this engine's coming uh, is almost certain now. Hey, Kyle Stevens, welcome. Hey, can't blame you there. I just got back from a yard shift, so I just figured, what the heck? I checked, make sure nobody was live, and didn't see anybody that was going live at the time. I said, well, what the heck? I'll just go live and run some trains. I got past the kidney stone spell. Um, I hope uh, this morning and today. So um, hopefully we're done with that madness now. So um, but yeah, I'm kind of going all over the place. But yeah, I said if we're going back to the Broadway Limited stuff now, but I said if they did that engine, I will do whatever it takes to get that steam engine, the 1522. If that means I have to sell my BNSF 25th anniversary S44 ACs, if I have to sell every single BNSF engine I have, I will sell them all to get to pay for that engine. That's how big this is. So I probably won't sell the ones that I have emotional attachment to, which are the Santa Fe Dash 8 and the some of the older stuff I got when I was a kid. So because I have an emotional attachment with that stuff, but that'll be another story for when I do the Meet the Fleet video at some point. So, but if we get, yeah, fun times, yeah. But yeah, by fun times, more like when somebody's got a knife sticking in your back and they just keep twisting it for hours on end. Uh, it's bad, but yeah. But hopefully, it sounds like BLI is going to. This is going to be something that's not going to be coming in the next. I would be shocked if that engine shows up in 2025. I would say we're probably looking at maybe late 2026, maybe even 2027 when we see that engine. So I would dare say we probably got a year or two to play with. So if we got that long and things stay relatively consistent, which I use that term loosely with the railroad now, but if it stays kind of like it is, maybe I can avoid selling the other engines to pay for that one. Um, but that would that would basically have to be me basically turning away from the internet completely from the model train shops um, until that engine arrives, and not buying anything else. Because I would dare say it really depends on if Broadway Limited makes it a brass hybrid, which I don't see why they wouldn't. I would like to get next time Ray Ron VR goes live. I would like to get his thoughts on that because he's a big BLI follower. Um, So yeah, next time he streams, which I think would be what, next Friday. If I don't forget that, I may ask him about that. See what his thoughts are on that. Oh, sorry, I got to stand up for a minute. Oh, give me just a minute here, because I got to kind of get limber back up to the last. If I sit for a while like that, it stiffens me up too bad. Yeah, not cheap. What am I talking about, Kyle? Okay, so that's right. You weren't here when we were talking about this yet. Um, so I went on BLI's Facebook page and read through some of it. And actually, Ray on VR actually mentioned this um, in one of his past streams. We may very well be looking at BLI doing Frisco 1522 in the next year or two. All right. Hey, appreciate you stopping by, John Noteful. Oh, gotta go wear some boots. There you go. There you go. All right. Well, hey, man, thanks for stopping by. So, anyway, just kind of explain back to what we were talking about earlier, Kyle. I went on BLI's Facebook page. Hey, Marquette the War Engine and Company, welcome. Yep, we're up. We're up and going. So, um, so BLI was taking some questions on their online flyer, and one of the questions involved Frisco 1522, which is a 482 Mountain. For those that don't know this engine, I have seen the engine personally. Oh, okay, call you Marks. All right, cool. Well, welcome to the stream. So, and by the way, for the anybody that comes in the stream gets to be knighted as a member of the Round Boy table as per rules of Anthony Dodge. His rules are essentially the same as mine. That way, you guys can promote your channel and whatnot. So, yeah, yeah. Barazilla saying this BLX story is never getting finished. Yeah, I keep getting interested. Sidetrack. So, yeah. So we are probably looking at 95 to 98% that BLI is doing this engine, because they were asked a question specifically about it, and they said yes, it is on their radar. It is in their plans for the future to do that engine, because they have had multiple. They had, well, their words, they had many requests for that engine. So this is really exciting. Now here's the thing. I would be shocked if we see this engine announced in 2020. I know for sure we won't see it announced in 2024. I would be shocked if that is the case. I don't even look for it to be announced in 2025 either. However, I think 2026 and for sure 2027, I would say we will definitely see them announce that engine. Now, we may get the shocker of a lifetime, and by the end of this year, they may have said, hey, guess what? Here's what we're doing next. So I may be totally wrong by the end of the year. So Uh, so yeah, we'll just save this. We'll just put this on tape and save this. That way, if I'm completely wrong, you guys can come back and heckle me about it. Um, so yeah, but yeah, this is huge news. The fact that BLI is even entertaining this is big because um, nobody has touched this engine. No, well, nobody seems to want to touch this engine with a 10-foot pole for whatever reason. Um, and in fact, there's a group of steam engines that have, to my knowledge, never been done except in brass. I know Drayton mentioned a Southern steam engine that's never been done before. And there were a couple others that I know Shane Wilson mentioned one, the 49er, hasn't been done. But okay, so Camelback engines. Um, yeah, my I'm not sure I'm the right guy to be answering that question because I don't really know that much about them. They're certainly interesting looking. I did see an IHC one many years ago at a hobby shop. Never bought it because um, I guess it's just because I've been snake bitten by steam engines in the past for whatever reason, mostly because the curse of the 80s Bachman, if you want to call it that, steam engines. So I've kind of always been a little leery about buying them, but they're definitely interesting engines. And the IHC one was a solid looking model. I don't know how it performed because I've never seen one in action, but yeah, they're certainly neat looking engines. But there's a brass model of a 1500 class on brasstrains.com with 550. Well, I gotta admit that's better than I thought they was going to be. I was expecting them to be a lot higher than that. Oh, okay. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. And I will knock you a member of the Round Boy table. Um, to kind of quote Anthony Dodge's line there after the stream's over because I got to go back into the chat replay and do it. Well, I don't know. Can I do it from here? Because I think StreamYard made a. Okay, I can't do it from here. So okay, yeah, I'll have to go back into the chat replay and night you then. So um, but, okay, yeah, I'll have to look into that, Kyle. Um, yeah, I'll have to look into that. But by the same token, if we get a BLI one with sound and everything and all the goodies, that's going to be really hard to pass up. Even though I'm still a little shaky on the Broadway Limited Paragon 4 because I've heard too many horror stories about them. Um, but yeah, I mean that would be something. So well, my track playing cards really going to town. So I think decided to come alive all of a sudden. That's good. It means it's cleaning the track. I need to put one of those felt pads on it. Yeah, I'll have to look into that, Kyle. Um, brasstrains.com. Yeah, I'll probably have to look into that. Well, I'm also interested to see the reviews on the XMTHJ that the Scale Trains is doing. So, Kyle says, I know the feeling on BLI. There's a BLI 614 on brass trains for 550, but it's with the Paragon 3. I'm scared to attempt it. Yeah. Uh, all right. Yeah. Hey, Kyle, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll take a look at that and see what it's like. All right. Hey, oh, cool. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it. Awesome. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. Um, oh, speaking of Messenger, Kyle, did you ever get a chance to watch the other trailer or the other bit short the other link to the short I sent you the Honkai Star Rail Jingliu short? That was pretty funny. Yeah, that, that poor guy at the end. He was pretty well spent after that. For those that don't know what we're talking about, there is a game. I think it's an RPG game called Honkai Star Rail. It's a I don't know if you would call it a sequel to Genshin Impact, um, but it's kind of set in that same. Well, that's a bit too hard to work. Yeah, it's kind of a I don't know if you call it a sequel to Genshin Impact or what it is, but it's a rather interesting game, and it has let's just say some spicy uh, inserts in it if you play it right. So I honestly don't know which part was funnier the little rabbit guy conductor grilling the person that was in question, or the character uh, moaning as she answers the questions. So yeah, that was pretty hilarious. And for those that's wondering, no, I don't have Honkai Star Rail downloaded, so I can only download some of the stuff on that game. But that is definitely a game that looks really fun to play. So yeah, we're just kind of sitting here hanging out, running trains. I've never seen a notification for Edward's screen yet. Rabbits grilling random things. Just another day in the D&D session. Yes, it is. What was funny? If you actually read the bio, um, the voice actor that did that in the one short, the first short I sent you, um, according to what I read, she was not given any context on how the character was supposed to be. All they said all they told her was make her sound guilty. Boy, she did that. And like I said, I read that, so I don't know if that actually is what happened or not, but um, it's possible. Did not know that voice acting 11 out of 10. Yeah, like I said, I read that, Kyle. Somebody had put a comment saying that was what that was actually what the voice actor herself said, that she was not giving any context on the character. So yeah, that's pretty wild to walk into a recording session not know anything about the character you're voicing. Okay, Bearsville asks, do your trains ever detail? Seems like you just run them forever without issue. Um, oh, do they derail? Oh yeah, I get what you're saying now, Birdsville. Okay. Yeah, I've actually had derailments. In fact, I've actually had. There was one time I was running a train, and I got up to get a drink, and I came back, and one of the cars had derailed, and the engine came all the way back around, rammed into the other train, and shoved it off the table. And that was a Walters mainline hopper. And believe it or not, the thing wasn't even damaged. It knocked. I had put Athens trucks on it, and all it did was knock the bearing cap off one of the trucks. So all I did was replace the bearing cap, and it's back running again. So uh, if you ever hear me say Walters rolling stock is durable, um, trust me, I know from experience they are durable. They are incredibly durable cars. A lot of people clown on them for not having the detail a scale train rivet counter or Athens Genesis has, but um, really around me, durability is king. I really don't care about detail. Yeah, it's nice. They're good to look at, but I would rather not have stuff constantly. I would not rather be risking constantly snapping stuff off of them. I would rather have something that I could just throw in a container and uh, haul around. So now these wild cards, I keep these in their boxes because I haven't really devised an efficient way of carrying them, knocking those little end grabs off of them. That's really the only fragile part of those cars are those little end grabs that stick up on the ends of the cars. Um, other than that, I could probably put them in one of these tubs here behind me and carry them. That BN car right there, that red one right there, the second car between the 5-pack and the standalone, the yellow car. Um, that car is, holy smokes, it's 22 years old. So, yeah, yeah, that's a lot of the that's kind of a lot of the reason you rarely see me run the Athearn Genesis and even the scale trains for every counter stuff is because of that. Um, even some of the Athearn ready to roll stuff, I don't run that much because of that. These hoppers I'm running right now, most of these cars that you see on this inside loop, uh, those 3 high cube box cars right there, those are Athearn Blue Box. Um, the Frisco hopper, the wood chip hopper is a Bowser kit, and the ballast hoppers are also all Bowser cars. So yeah, with me, I'm kind of a weird guy. With my I love detailed locomotives, but I run mostly plain Jane, not a whole lot of detail rolling stock. It's cool. Like I said, they're cool. I'm not knocking anybody for having them or that has them, or I'm not saying that I hate them. I love the detail stuff, but boy, it sure is a lot easier on the blood pressure when you don't have to constantly worry about snapping a part off. So, I will show you, since Barzilla mentioned derailing cars, I'm going to show him one here. I'm going to show you one that's just an absolute nightmare of a car to run. Um, if I'd have known they were this, now I don't know if there's actually something wrong with this car or what, but I'm going to show it to you right quick. And this is actually the one I mentioned has a trailer hitch knocked off of it. So bear with me just a second. 'Cause I don't have a lot of room to move around. So this car right here, I don't know if I'm holding it right or not. So this car right here, this is what they call a forerunner car. And they call it that because, well, it only has 2 axles, 4 wheels. So, and these are not real easy to find anymore. Walters hasn't made these in years. Um, I actually found this one as part of a I don't know if this was a standalone car. I'd have to go back and look, but it was relatively cheap. And I thought, well, shoot, I always wanted one of these. I'd go ahead and pick it up. And it's got some little nicks on it. It's got a grab iron missing on one side, and then the trailer hitch is right here. I'll have to, I'll have, I'll have to glue that guy back on there. So, um, but yeah, it's a rather interesting car. But unfortunately, this guy likes to derail a lot. So it does not like, and especially on 18-inch curves, it hates 18-inch curves. It doesn't matter if I run this thing at the head of the train, at the back of it. It wants to jump the track something fierce. So, and that's why That's why I'm kind of scared to run this thing on the DCC layout because, like a lot of these Walters intermodal cars, they're made of metal underneath. So what you see right here, this like that's metal right there. That's not plastic. So that's so when you run the car empty, it's got a good enough amount of weight to it that that doesn't leave the track all the time. But even so, it still likes to derail. So I don't know if the frame's twisted on it or what, but it doesn't seem to act like it. I mean, it runs pretty good in a straight line. It just doesn't like curves that much. But I'll figure something out with it. I haven't taken it to the club layout. That's something I might experiment with when I get it fixed up again. Oh shoot. That's a guy problem. My tarp over here. I keep the sunlight off the layout. Keeps wanting to come in. So, yeah, I couldn't tell if I was holding it up right or not, but so hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of a clue right there. Other cars I've had that were bad to derail, uh, I had one other that was pretty bad to do that. But I cannot remember which one it is, and I would probably have to dig it out, dig through the cars, put them on the track one by one, figure out which one it is. But I've had a couple others that were pretty rebellious to work with. So, in fact, I had a couple of engines that were that way. So, yeah, well, a lot of it is with the forerunners, their axles don't swivel; they're rigid because only having four wheels, they don't need to have a swiveling axle on them or a pivoting truck. I mean, so they're rigid with the car. Okay, so that isn't just a. I didn't just get a lemon car then, so that is a problem with those cars. That's kind of what I was afraid of, and I've seen others on sale on eBay for sale, and I just thought, yeah, they were neat cars. I mean, I remember seeing the real ones back in the day, but yeah, looking back, that was probably one of those cars. I may end up doing a video of stuff that I shouldn't have never bought. Um, but that might be a fun video to kind of tackle one day. Kind of give me some ideas for the future. But yeah, that car is just an absolute nightmare to run. It absolutely despises curves, which is weird because you would think these long cars like the auto racks and the 89-foot TOC cars and even the big box cars, provided they don't have a lot of detail on them, would be prone to derailing. Yeah, they can if you get a long and heavy enough train on them and they got a lot of overhang on them, you pull them over. But as far as just straight up derailing on their own, um, they actually the bigger cars actually do pretty good. But I just see a notification there. I think that is good. Uh, I could have swore I just saw a notification for Edwards channel there. Because if he is live, let's see. Yeah, thanks for sending me that, Kyle. I'll take a look at that. later on. Let me pull up. I just saw. Oops. Uh, okay, I just got the notification. Okay, so I just got the notification for Happy Valley Hobbies going live in 30 minutes. So yeah, and I wound up having to exit out of YouTube so to check that, and it may start turning my phone off again. We'll wait and see what happens, but yeah, there it goes. So that means I start touching my screen every so often to keep the phone going. Hmm. I don't know why the thing has started doing that. So we'll hang out another 15 minutes or so. Kind of give everybody time to get over to Edward's channel, and that'll give me time to kind of go eat some dinner as well. So, so anyway, um, as far as any new reviews or anything coming out, probably gonna be pretty thin on that front till at least the first of the new engines arrive. I was able to pick up a pair of Walden's mainline 4750 covered hoppers, and I actually forgot they were even doing those. If you can imagine that. Um, I didn't forget they were doing them. I forgot they had come in stock of what it was. Um, and I I noticed they were on Midwest Mall Railroad store, and I was like, oh well. And they had the green Frisco ones, so yeah, I figured I better get a couple of those. Honestly, had I known Walters is going to do those cars, I probably would have never bought the Intermountain one. Um, I don't have any kind of vendetta against Intermountain or anything like that. It's just I've had I kind of had bad luck with a little bit of bad luck with one of the engines. It's nothing major. I think it's just a center axle on the front truck is kind of wonky on it. Um, um, and their freight cars, they have they used to use a multi-piece truck. I don't know if they still do or not, but I know one of the ones I bought years ago had that on it, and I wasn't real crazy about that either. So it kind of made me a little nervous get that get intermountain stuff, rolling stuff because of that. Or if I had to change the wheels or anything, the truck would fall apart. So, all right, appreciate it, Kyle. Happy Valley Hobbies in 30 minutes. So, and coming up in future streams, we're going to start kind of cycling through some of the other power that I haven't run in quite a while. Um, I got an NS Tier 4 I need to fire up, run it. I got some other engines that haven't ran in a long time. The other 25th anniversary engines haven't run in a long time. The 6111 and what's the other one? We got 5872, I think is the other one. So none of those engines have ran in quite a while. So we might start firing up some other engines on here next stream. The only reason why I didn't do it today on this stream, I didn't know how I was going to feel doing this post kidney stone. If you're talking about the SD60F, Kyle, yeah, we'll definitely run that one again. For those that have not seen that engine, I know we've got a couple of new guys in here. What Kyle is referring to is the Aurora Miniatures SD60F. That is probably one of the most bonkers engines you will ever see in HO scale. The thing has functioning radiator fans on it. Oh, by the way, here's the kicker. Aurora Miniatures just announced the SD50F. Not only will this thing also have the operating cooling fans on it, they will now also be independently controlled, which means each fan can be independently controlled now. That's what I saw on their Facebook page. That is insane. I thought operating fans alone was bonkers up, but now you can get them with each fan independently controlled. That's crazy. And they're supposed to be a lot quieter too. Which honestly on mine, I can't tell. I don't hear a lot of noise. I know a lot of people complained about the noise of the motor and the fan that operates the fan, but I can't really tell anything. It's all good, Kyle. Don't worry about it. But yeah, um, um, yeah, that thing's crazy. I mean, operating step lights, operating gauges, class lights. Yeah, that thing's wild. Aurora was wild for doing that, and they're even wilder for doing this SD50F. I can't imagine what the C30-7 and C36-7 is going to be like. Um, uh, those are probably going to be some of the most unhinged engines I've ever seen. The only downside with the Auroras, they're not as efficient pullers as the scale trains and even some of the Athearn locomotives are, but they're still a pretty decent engine. I think we got the SD60F to top out around 50 cars, 45 to 50 cars, depending on how well the rolling resistance was on them. So yeah, I mean it's still respectable. You will not be disappointed, Kyle. They sound great. They sound really, really good. Their GE files are insane. I mean, um, do I ever purge my train inventory? No, but I may have to at some point. I guess you would call me a hoarder, a model train hoarder, because I'm bad to just keep buying stuff and just piling it up in the house. And now it's starting to become a problem because I've got so much stuff laying around. So yeah, there may come a day where I may have to kind of purge some of the stuff. Like I said, if Broadway Limited announces the Frisco 1500 series steam engines, especially 1522, yes, there will be some stuff getting purged probably to make room for that one. All right, hey, appreciate you stopping by, Hot Dog Pilot Andy. Yeah, we're going to be calling it quits here probably in about 5 minutes. So really appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, Bearzell, yeah, I think there will be some engines that will leave to make room for that Frisco engine. Unless, like I said, unless they give us like a couple of years to kind of stew up for it, or kind of let it simmer on the back burner, if you will, before they officially announce it. So uh, I'm not I'm not ordering or buying as much as I did. I went kind of crazy the first few years after getting my job at Rail Crew, and I got a bunch of stuff. And now I'm kind of, I guess you could say I'm kind of out of that phase now, where I've got pretty much everything I need. Um, it's time to kind of sit back and kind of enjoy some of this stuff. One thing I do kind of get kind of a kick out of, and I know Kyle probably does too, um, since we're both avid eBay watchers. Going on some of these seller sites where they're selling stuff for way too much money. Um, uh, like there was an after and ready to roll CF7 um, that was for sale. The person wanted like $600 for the engine. I mean, that is crazy. Those things are worth nowhere near that. I don't care how rare the road names are. Um, if you get one mint in the box, I mean, back in the day when they were selling them, they were probably what, $100 maybe, depending on where you got them. Back when they were selling maybe 150 on the high side. So yeah, you're talking 6 times what the actual locomotives were. So, and not surprising, it I looked a couple weeks ago. Yeah, 600 working. Hey, what are they smoking? Where can I get some? Yeah, Kyle, that is not a joke. If I can find that again, I will send you a link to that. Um, um, yeah, I, I think it was like five something for it, and then it had like anyway with it all added together, it was like almost $600 shipping and everything. But yeah, that was crazy. Of course, they said it was it's a road name that you don't see. I think it's like a short line road name, but still, um, I don't care what road names on those engines. They're not worth $600. I'm sorry. If they're trying to sell it for that, they're going to be sitting on it for a long time. Um, 'Cause, and you know, I mean, we talk about people selling stuff for like $100 more than the MRSP price. Uh, um, and then here you got people selling 5, 6 times what they're worth. So, I mean, shoot, the last Evangelion N scale train set I saw on eBay, it was right at $1,000 for that set, and it was N scale. Of course, now with that you're kind of crossing two genres because you're not just dealing. Excuse me, you're not just dealing with the model train community. You're also dealing with the anime community, and for those that don't know, Neon Genesis Evangelion is a series of anime movies. Uh, so if you're a fan of mecha type shows, that would be kind of right down your alley. But yeah, I mean, some of that stuff you see on there is just flat out crazy. But yeah, Kyle, I had that same reaction when I saw that. My jaw hit the floor when I saw that, and I was like, "Good grief, people!" But anyway, what time is it here? All right, we're looking at about 15 minutes before Edward goes live. So I'll tell you what, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and call this stream, um, where I can go get a bite to eat and then get ready to watch Edward and then sidetrack Sunday. Okay, John Noble says I've never been on eBay. Yeah, it's a dangerous place, John. Uh, it's like the wild wild west out there. So, oh yeah, yeah, that's not surprising, Kyle. Uh, I think too, what's also driving the price of those things up. The tooling that Athearn had for that locomotive, which is the X Rail Power Products shell and chassis that they use for the CS7. Uh, at last at last report, that tooling is no longer usable. Athearn was actually asked about that in one of their past live streams, and Jim actually confirmed that the tooling is no longer any good. So they actually can't produce the locomotive even if they want to. They would have to completely tool that locomotive from scratch. And the same is for the GP60M and GP60B. So so those 3 locomotives right there are going to have to be tooled from scratch if we ever see Athearn produce those again. So um, yeah, and I'd say if they do either one of those engines, they're probably just going to go ahead and do it as a Genesis engine. So hey, Sparky 107, welcome. Need food too, Randall. Good call. Have a great night, everyone. Time to close down the shed and head for the week. Yeah, I agree, Sparky. So, all right, guys, on that note, really appreciate everybody stopping by and saying hello and checking out the train action. Next week, if it's not 9,000 degrees outside, we might pull something out a little different and run it. I decided to break the intermodal cars out for a while and run them. I need to change out some of the stuff on the inside loop for the next stream whenever I do that. So, yeah, I really appreciate it, Colin. Thanks for the link, too, by the way. I really appreciate that. I'll check that out later on. So, yeah, like I said, really appreciate everybody stopping by. And don't forget to check out Edward at Happy Valley Hobbies with the Sidetrack Sunday pre-show. And again, I believe John Schuylkill River Valley is doing Sidetrack Sunday. So, all right. Hey, yeah, appreciate it, Kyle. So, all right, guys. We'll catch you in the next stream or video down the road. And we will see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye for now.